In this chapter, we'll learn how to use blend modes in graphic design. And to start things off, we're going to learn some fun ways to enhance text with blend modes. So just to start off, I'm going to grab the Artistic Text tool, and I'll click and drag to make some text. Then I'll just grab the Move tool so that we can change the font. I'll change it to Arial Black so it's nice and bold. And then I'll just center this in our document. Now we can change the color of our text. I'm going to use the color picker to do this. And just as a tip, as you click and drag on this color picker, you can actually pick any color you want. I'm going to go up here and use the magnet icon for this color red. Then I'll click here to apply it to our word. So that's just a random tip. If you see a color on the screen you like, go ahead and use the color picker to capture that color. Okay, now that we have our text, I'm going to add a rectangle to it. I'll click and drag it so it's overlapping with half of our text. And then I'm going to change the color of this rectangle to a nice contrasting color. To make this rectangle blend in with our text, we can use different blend modes for this. But what blend mode should we use? When working on photos, we used multiply, screen, and overlay. But is it still the same for graphic design? Well, yes and no. These blend modes are still very important in graphic design, but when it comes to art, things are a little bit more flexible. So for a design like this, you can just scroll through these blend modes until you find one that you like. And if you want to quickly do this, there's actually a keyboard shortcut you can use. If you hold Shift and then click on the plus or the minus keys, you'll be able to quickly go through different blend modes to see which one you like. Okay, so this is one way to design your text, but we can go ahead and see another example by holding Shift to click both of these layers. Then I'm going to duplicate them with Command or Control J. I'll just move these out of the way, and we can go ahead and work on this one again. Another way to play with blend modes is to make your shape a child layer to your text. Then you can go ahead and play around with this rectangle. Maybe you only want some of the letters to have this, or maybe you want to fully cover a few letters like this. And from here, you can go ahead and change the blend mode however you'd like. Okay, let's do one more example. I'm just going to select this group and I'll press Command or Control J. And then I'll bring this to the bottom. Let's keep working in the center just so it's easier. So with this group, I'm actually going to open it up and delete this rectangle. Then I'm going to duplicate this text with Command or Control J. For this duplicate copy, I'm going to change the color to that nice blue color. And then I'm going to change the blend mode. I think linear burn looks pretty good for this effect. So now to play up the effect, all we need to do is press the down arrow key on our keyboard 20 times. Then we need to move it to the right 20 times, but if you want to do this faster, you can hold down Shift and then press the right arrow key to move it 10 pixels at a time. All right, and now you can see what that looks like. Since we used blend modes, we can change the color of any of our layers to play up how these combinations look. So just to show you, I'm going to change the color of this one. And you can see how this changes our letters. I'll do it to this one too, so we can see what this looks like. And now you know a few ways that you can use blend modes for text designs. In the next video, I'm going to show you great ways to add texture to your graphic designs.